A funeral director looked me dead in the eye and said, "You should quit right now." And you know what? He was absolutely right. Not for the reasons that you think. I'm Nathan, and that conversation nearly 15 years ago changed everything about how I view this profession and my life. And if you're considering funeral service, or if you're already in it, what I'm about to tell you might make you uncomfortable. Because we need to stop lying to people about what this job actually costs. Picture this. It's 2010. I'm fresh into getting my prerequisites before mortuary school, full of idealism and wearing this absolutely oversized suit, far too big for me. And I get paired with this funeral director for my on-call rotation, and I want to call him Frank. Frank is not his name, but Frank was difficult. Grumpy doesn't begin to cover it. This man had been in the business for nearly 30 years, and he looked like those 30 years had taken 40 years off of his life. On my first day working visitation with this man, Frank tells me, while we're standing door, a message that he delivers that I thought was the most discouraging speech I'd ever heard. You should just quit now. You'll have no life. You'll have to get permission to go to the grocery store on your nights on call. Back then, that meant sitting next to a physical landline phone, waiting for it to ring. You'll miss birthdays, anniversaries, your kids' games. Christmas morning, you'll watch your friends move on with their lives while you're embalming someone at 2 a.m. on a Saturday. I was taken aback. I was angry. How dare he try to crush my dreams? But here's the thing. Frank wasn't trying to crush my dreams. Frank was giving me the gift of truth. Let me tell you what Frank knew that I did not. This profession will demand everything from you. And I do mean everything. You will miss your grandmother's 90th birthday because someone died and their family needs you. You will leave your own anniversary dinner because of family called in crisis. You will hand your phone to your spouse at Christmas morning because you're on call and death doesn't take holidays. Your friends will stop inviting you to things because you've canceled last minute so many times. Your family will learn to plan around your schedule, not with it. You'll watch movies about normal people with normal jobs and feel like you're watching science fiction. But here's where it gets really uncomfortable, and this is the part most people in our profession will not tell you. All of that sacrifice means nothing if you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You want to know why Frank's words bothered me so much? It wasn't because they were mean. It wasn't because they were discouraging. It's because they forced me to confront an uncomfortable truth about myself. I had lived my entire life up to that point focused solely on me, my convenience, my schedule, my plans, my life. I was entering a profession where people call you at their worst moment, where families need you to be steady when their world is falling apart, where your availability can be the difference between a family feeling supported or abandoned. And I was worried about missing the grocery store that I never really went to. Frank's brutal honesty showed me something that I didn't want to see. I was incredibly selfish. Selfish people do not belong in funeral service. The profession did not change me. It revealed who I really was, and what it revealed was not pretty. This is why I get frustrated when I see people entering this field without asking the most important question. Why? Not, why do you want to help people? That's surface level. Everyone says that. The real question is, why are you willing to sacrifice a conventional life to serve families during their darkest moments? Because if your answer is about job security, or because you like working with your hands, or because the pay seemed decent, or because you couldn't figure out what else to do, you're going to burn out fast. This profession will chew you up and spit you out if you don't have something deeper driving you. Your why needs to be stronger than your desire for a normal schedule. It needs to be more powerful than your need to be liked or appreciated. It needs to sustain you when you've worked 16 days straight and someone yells at you because the flowers aren't arranged exactly how they had imagined. Here's what's going to make some people angry. Most people who enter funeral service aren't ready for what it actually requires. We've romanticized this profession. We talk about serving families and being there in times of need, like it's some noble calling that doesn't come with real costs. But nobody talks about the 3 a.m. phone calls that wake your sleeping children. Nobody mentions that your spouse will essentially become a single parent during busy periods. Nobody discusses the emotional toll of absorbing grief day after day, year after year. We don't talk about the families who blame you for their loss, or the ones who can't pay their bill and make you feel guilty for running a business. We don't discuss the funeral directors who develop drinking problems, or the ones whose marriages fall apart, or the ones who become so numb to death that they forget how to feel alive. And here's the most controversial truth of all. If you can't honestly answer why you're willing to sacrifice a normal life for this work, you shouldn't be doing it, period. Frank's words forced me to confront my selfishness. And you know what? That confrontation saved my career. Once I stopped focusing on what the job would cost me, I could start focusing on what it could give. Not to me, to the families I serve. I learned that missing my own birthday doesn't matter when you're helping a mother say goodbye to her 25-year-old son. Your inconvenience becomes irrelevant when you're the steady presence that a family needs during chaos. But this transformation only happens when you stop making it about you. Funeral directors who thrive, really thrive in this profession, are the ones who understand that this isn't a job you do. It's a life you live. It's not something you clock in and out of. It's something you carry with you. And you can only carry that weight if you know exactly why you picked it up in the first place. So here's my challenge to you. Whether you're considering this profession or you're already in it, can you honestly answer why you're willing to sacrifice a conventional life to serve families during their darkest moments? If I came up to you and asked you that question on the street, not a surface level answer, not what you think you're supposed to say, do you know the real answer? If you can't answer that question, or if your answer is all about you, then maybe Frank was right. Maybe you should quit now. If you can answer it, if you have something deeper driving you, then welcome to the most demanding, most rewarding, most life-changing work you'll ever do. Drop your why in the comments. Be honest, be vulnerable, because this profession doesn't need more people who are just looking for a job. It needs people who understand the calling. And if this video made you uncomfortable, good. That means it's working. Frank would be proud.